Good morning. We've just hit on around almost 11:30 in the morning. About an hour ago, finished off a portrait session, a double portrait session, and it came out quite nicely. The initial plan was to have a one light setup, this one light over here, and then afterwards take some other photos with a backing light. But they were pretty happy with the photos as they were, so we didn't incorporate the backing lights. But I have this set up here and thought it would be a good opportunity to make some self-portraits for the beginning of 2025 with my one light setup, but we are going to incorporate a small backlight so you can see the difference. This huge light that you see is a 500 watt daylight balance light from Natalie. I don't think they manufacture this one anymore. It's the Forza 500, which I won a few years ago in a filmmaking contest. I love working with continuous light in general, though I do understand that this is considered to be probably a less professional form of studio photography. But it's okay though, this is my current process, and though things might change down the line, I'm happy with it for now. It kind of feels more like painting or sculpting when I can see the image in real life in my eyes before it's captured, and I feel more content making studio photos in this way. In these self-portraits, it is very clear that I'm holding the phone as my shutter, so that could interfere with the self-portrait session itself. So what you can do is you can set your camera to a timer, or to time it constantly like a lapse of photos, so that every 3 seconds it takes a photo. So that could be quite cool that you can do that without requiring the phone in your hand. So you can do that, and every 3 seconds you can strike a pose. So that is always an option with your modern camera. Do keep that in mind. You don't always need to have some sort of shutter or self-timer in your phone. Okay, moving on to the backlight. It had been a while since I had used my PVC vinyl backdrop, and with that I had forgotten that with a large enough light source like the one that I have in this video, that PVC vinyl material provided a reflective enough background that the one main light also provided the backing light through that reflection. So one could argue that incorporating the small light to the background as a backlight was on the most part unnecessary, and I will elaborate on that at the end of the video. When I first bought myself this PVC vinyl backdrop, I grew concerned with the reflective surface, but over time I have come to appreciate the texture and the added light that this backdrop surface can provide. If you note with the portrait that I took earlier that morning, with some basic editing in post, I was able to set the background reflected light's temperature to a cooler one, which provided a similar effect or a similar feel to the self-portrait captured with the dedicated small backing light set to blue. So what you see here in blue isn't the backing light, the small backing light, it's the reflection of the big light on the background. So this is all just one light. My favorite self-portrait is this one here that has a warm gold feel throughout, and I'm happy with my decision to keep the black t-shirt on. The black on black allowed for the warm and golden tones of this portrait to dominate while maintaining balance in tone and balance in color. I have seen similar portraits where the predominance of warmth detracts and does a disservice to the photo, but in this case, I think it worked out well. Overall, I try to practice restraint with my editing, which I think I managed. The exception to restraint was this one here, where I went heavy on the contrast, but it worked out well for this particular shot, and I'd even argue that this composition called for that heavy edit. This photo over here was the very first exposure, and it turned out to be one of my favorites. It was a great warm-up shot to set the scene for the remainder of the session. And this one was almost straight out of camera, with the exception of a conversion to black and white and the addition of an inverted radial gradient to create a vignette. And lastly, these unedited images serve as an example of rim lighting. I turned the small light around to face the back of my head, and this added a rim to my hair, and it amplified the sense of separation between me and the background. I did not carry this out appropriately. I should have given this part of the session more time and more thought, which is why I didn't even edit them. And fortunately, the reflection of the main light on the backdrop provided a sense of separation between me and the background. So the room light was not essential for this portrait session. In conclusion, one large and diffused light source tilted down 45 degrees and roughly at a 45-degree angle to the front of my face made for some simple yet lovely self-portraits, and also portraits earlier that morning. Given that with the PVC vinyl backdrop and the large, powerful light, no backlight was actually needed, a more thoughtful use of that extra small light as a room light would have been more appropriate. And there we have it, session done and dusted. We've gone on to almost 11:45, so it didn't take much time, nothing serious, nothing new, nothing particularly impressive, but it's always good to get that practice in, especially when the motivation or inspiration hits. You may as well take advantage of it. So that's the first portrait, or first self-portrait and double portrait earlier on session of 2025. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good editing session today. I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you took something from it, or maybe it motivated you to take some self-portraits at home of yourself, for yourself. Thanks for being here, folks. Don't forget to keep taking photos, keep making videos, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. If you'd like to check out the short film that won me that huge light that you've been seeing in this video, you can check out the video you see on your screen right now.